Hi, I'm Tony, and 11 years ago I left the UK to travel around the world. I spent the first 2 years travelling around Europe and down through Africa on my motorbike. Then I spent a year in Australia before heading into Southeast Asia with my bicycle. Now that the coronavirus restrictions have calmed down, I'm travelling around South America. Hey guys, welcome back to my vlogging series Bikepacking through South America. In my last vlog, Hung had healed just enough for us to start moving again. She could move around easy enough now, and she'd already got the supplies to be able to clean and dress her knee herself, but she wasn't healed enough to cycle yet, so we had to put the bikes into boxes and take them on the bus to be able to travel north. I did quite a lot of research online, reading posts from other people who'd taken their bikes on buses to travel through Chile. Apparently it's quite common because Chile is quite a long country, so people will take their bikes on a bus from one location to another and then cycle around there. After reading online, it seemed like all we needed to do was put the bikes into boxes and then go and get on the bus and pay the driver a little bit extra for the extra baggage. There are two main bus companies in Chile, Turbus and Pullman. The bus that we needed to take to go north was from Turbus, so I contacted their customer service and asked them about taking the bikes onto the bus. They said it should be fine, just like I'd read online, put the bikes into a box and then pay the bus driver a little bit extra when you get to the station. So we booked our tickets online and then Maria Jesus drove us to La Ligua so we could get on the bus from the station there. We arrived at the bus station and carried all the boxes to where we should be getting on the bus, and at first everything was going fine. They got all of our boxes and they loaded them onto the bus, but then the driver came and told them to take all the boxes back off again. He said that even though there was enough space on the bus, he wanted to save that space for any other customers and later on that might need that space. So they just left us there at the station with a big pile of boxes just stranded there. We were quite shocked, and for a few minutes we didn't really know what we were going to do next. Luckily, Maria Jesus helped us out yet again. She was speaking to a guy that sells snacks in the bus station, and he told her that he's got a friend who sells the same snacks on the highway to people that are on the bus going north. So he said that if we went to the highway, his friend might be able to help us to get on a bus and go north to La Serena. So we quickly drove across town and found the spot on the highway, and then we only waited there for about maybe 20 minutes before a bus came, and then we could get onto that bus. So we quickly said thank you and goodbye to Maria Jesus, and before we knew it, we were travelling north yet again. Unfortunately, Turbus didn't refund the ticket, so we ended up paying for that journey twice. Bikepacking is good because all of your bags and belongings are attached to the bike, all as one big unit. But when you have to pack the bike into a box, all of your things need to be packed into separate boxes as well. So now we each had a big box with our bicycles in it, as well as two smaller boxes that had our panniers and things inside them. So it was a real hassle getting to and from bus stations. We were really lucky yet again that a Couchsurfing host in La Serena helped us to move our bags and our boxes in his car. So Herman, the Couchsurfing host, met us at the bus station, we loaded everything into his car and he drove us across town to our Airbnb. We stayed in La Serena for a little while to catch up with some work. Hung works online as a graphic designer, so she had plenty of work to keep her busy, and I had a lot of work to do as well. When I actually flew to Chile, I accidentally left the charger for my new laptop behind. Luckily, my parents shipped it out to me in Chile, but unfortunately the 5 to 7 day delivery service didn't quite go to plan. Once my charger arrived in Chile, the customs there held it for a month. So I'd already travelled north by the time it was released, but my Couchsurfing host Byron in Santiago, he helped me out again and he picked up the charger and then shipped it to me further north, so I picked it up just before we went to La Serena. So now I could finally do some work as well. I got to work revamping my website, writing blog posts and recording some vlogs. This is actually the reason that I've been doing 2 weeks in each post up to now, just so that I can catch up on the time that I missed because I didn't have access to my laptop. But next week's vlog will be the last one that's 2 weeks in one vlog, because we're finally caught up. And from then on, I'll be just doing 1 week in each video. La Serena is a nice little beach town where the river Elqui meets the ocean. There's an old quarter set back from the sea. And all along the seafront there are hotels and restaurants. The beach was quite nice, but when we were down at the beach there was this strange haze that was blowing in off of the ocean. We walked along the seafront to one of the landmarks in La Serena. It's a big old lighthouse on the seafront. When we were caught up with our work, we were ready to head north again. So Herman helped us yet again to pack our boxes into his car and drive us to the station. This time I'd actually gone to the bus station, to the office face to face to speak to the bus company. We were going with Pullman this time, and I told them that I'd had trouble with Turbus with my last journey, but they said that everything should be okay this time. So we bought the tickets and the next day we went to the station, but unfortunately we had the same problem again. We unpacked the car and waited for the bus, but when it arrived we just got told that we couldn't go. But luckily this time I could go straight back to the office and ask for a refund, although I only got 85% of the ticket price back. So following what we'd learned from our last experience, we asked Herman if he could drive us to the highway so that we could try to hitchhike to find another bus. From my experience, traveling on a bus with a bicycle in Chile is not easy. No matter what I read online, I just think there's too much of a risk that the bus driver is going to reject you and you're going to be left stranded at a bus station. I personally wouldn't like to do that again, and I wouldn't take my bike on a bus unless I really had no other choice. So not long after this, we were stood at a service station on the highway, trying to hitchhike a ride to our next destination, a place called Bahia Inglesa, next to a city called Copiapo. Hitchhiking's hard enough under normal circumstances, but when you've got 2 bicycles in big boxes as well as 2 smaller boxes each, it's even harder. While I was stood at the service station exit trying to hitch a lift with the trucks as they were leaving, Hung was walking around the service station itself, talking to people and trying to find a ride. One of the people that she met was a guy who was selling USB sticks full of music to the passing motorists. She explained our situation to him, and this actually turned out to be the thing that saved us. A few minutes later, we were stood eating sandwiches, taking a break, when that guy ran across the car park and said that he'd found us a ride. But this wasn't a normal bus. This was an old bus that somebody had bought in Santiago, and they were driving it up to Copiapo so that they could use it there. We couldn't believe how lucky we'd been yet again. We'd managed to find a ride, so we quickly loaded our boxes up onto this empty bus and then continued our journey north up to Copiapo. From Copiapo we managed to get a local bus to the small town of Caldera without too many issues, and once we arrived there we were met by our Couchsurfing hosts Marcelo and Matti, and they picked us up in their car and drove us to their place in Bahia Inglesa. Marcelo is a keen rock climber and he was actually hosting a competition the next day, so he invited us to go and watch. Of course we accepted, and the next afternoon we headed across to Caldera to watch the activities. It was a really fun day with a lot of people taking part. From young kids climbing earlier in the morning through to the professionals climbing later in the afternoon. It was really great. And actually after they'd all finished, they asked if people just wanted to go and have a go. So I tried, and yeah, it was really fun. But what was even more fun was that night. Everyone drove out into the desert to have a big party. We were drinking piscola, which is a party drink that they drink around Chile, which is a mix of pisco, which is a sweet spirit that's local to Chile and Peru, mixed with Coca-Cola. So we drank plenty of that, and then later in the night, as the party was starting to wind down, we drank mulled wine that was cooked on the campfire. It was a really great night, we were talking to lots of people, and we had a lot of fun. Marcelo and Matti are really great guys, and we really enjoyed hanging around with them and partying with them as well. It was actually the first time they'd ever hosted someone through Couchsurfing, but they're already great at it. They're really great guys, and I hope that we can meet them again someday. I'll be back with my next vlog soon, covering our trip to San Pedro de Atacama, and as we prepare to leave Chile and head across the border into Bolivia. Thank you so much for joining me on my trip so far. Please like, share and subscribe to stay up to date with my progress as I continue bikepacking through South America.